You're listening to the Focused and Fearless podcast. I'm your host, Heather Angel, and I've been helping people tune into what lights them up and increase their personal and professional performance for over a decade. Now I'm best known as a high-performance coach, helping entrepreneurs like you cut through the noise and create a business and life on your terms. If you're ready to step out of struggle and discover how simple it can be to create a fulfilling, joyful, and successful business without all the overwhelm and long hours, you're in the right place.
Hey gorgeous ones, I hope you're well. Welcome to a new episode. This is almost more of a public service announcement episode because I just want to give you three short, easy to implement tips on how to remove yourself from worry. I thought about doing this episode actually around the time the pandemic started, but this week, oh my gosh, in England, it's been a little bit of a tricky time it's been a tricky time for months, but over the last few days, lockdown restrictions have been brought back in certain areas of the country, and the planned releasing of restrictions hasn't happened in certain industries. And I have clients, and maybe this is one of you as well, who were thinking they were going to be able to go back to work, go back to the way they were running their business, start earning some money, start serving their clients, and they couldn't. And they were literally given less than 24 hours notice that this was happening. And it's very, very, very hard for those people. And if that's you listening, my heart goes out to you, because that's, I don't think any of us saw it coming that quickly. We knew that some restrictions might be put back in, but not necessarily with, a matter of hours notice. So there has been a lot of worry going on at the moment. And, this happens to all of us at any time. We might be worried about a loved one. We might be worried about our business. We might be worried about our kids. And what I want to share with you is that the first thing is that worry is a complete waste of your time, energy, and focus. But stay with me. I know from personal experience and working with so many clients over the years that it's almost like worry is ingrained into us. And there are so many beliefs hidden below the surface that make us think that we should worry, that actually worrying is a good thing, that we should worry, because if we're not worrying about it, then surely we don't care. It's just not the case. It really isn't the case. Worrying, all you're doing is putting yourself in a negative, stressed out state about something that potentially hasn't even happened yet. So this episode, I want to give you 3 ways you can move yourself out of worry when this starts to happen, because worry almost seems like an innocent little word, but when you start talking about anxiety, mental health, stress, tension, the migraines that this might be bringing on, the physical ailments that this may be bringing on, worry is really powerful, and it's very, very negative, and it's harmful to you. And I don't want you to suffer it unnecessarily, because I used to be an absolute worrier. I'm a British woman. I think it's ingrained into us. I used to worry about things all the time. I used to worry about everyone else. But not in I'm going to do something to help them. I'm going to, work something out. No, I would just worry all the time. What is the point? You can't change anything by sitting in your current present reality and worrying about something in the future. So I'm a well-recovered worrier. So I want to share something with you that is going to really help. So 3 simple action points that you can take away, which are really fairly simple to embrace and start to use. So the first one that I want you to use is live in the present. Now, look, I'm not saying that you are going to be, Zen-like the whole time and be 100% in the present the whole time. None of us are. We're human. We have amazing minds, incredible imaginations, and we will drift off into the past, the future, all the time. But when you find yourself getting into those worrying thought patterns, when you find yourself maybe a little bit short of breath, maybe you find your shoulders getting a bit tense, maybe your neck's getting a bit tense, you can feel yourself getting a bit anxious and worrying, I want you to, excuse me, my voice just went then. I want you to Bring yourself back to that exact moment. Bring yourself back to the present. Now, one way you can do this is you can remove yourself from the area, the room, the situation that you're in if it's triggering you. But what you can do is just very simply take a deep breath and slowly release it and focus on something that you can see. So it could be as simple, I'm sat here recording this, I could focus on my glass of water sat on my desk and just look at that glass of water and think, oh, okay, I might need to fill it up, or the glass looks like this, and just focus on it. Bring your mind 100% to the present. Same thing you can do. You could look at a plant. You could look at a picture on your wall. Anything that you can just focus on 100% and just notice. Notice the colours in the picture. Or if you're looking outside, notice how the breeze is moving the leaves in the tree outside your window. Whatever it is, just bring yourself right back to the present and continue to breathe slowly and deeply, and you'll realize very quickly, I hope, that your state improves. Your heart rate will calm down, your shoulders will start to relax, and you will be back in the present moment. You would have brought your mind away from whatever it is you're worrying about, back into the present moment. So that is the first tip, and I've found that invaluable. I absolutely do this so often when I find myself even if I find myself getting really distracted, it's almost like a meditative thing. You can just bring yourself back, and this can take, depending on how far you're down the worry rabbit hole you've gone, this could take a few seconds just to bring yourself back, or it can take 5-10 minutes, whatever you need, just to bring yourself back to the present moment and reassure yourself that you're okay, you're safe, and all is well. The second thing you can do is embrace uncertainty. And my darling, if you are a business owner listening to this, which most of my listeners are, you need to embrace uncertainty, because we chose the uncertain path. As entrepreneurs, as business owners, however you identify, we did not choose the easy, simple, just show up to work and get paid route. We chose to carve out our own path and create our own reality, our own futures. So the simple fact is, in all aspects of life, we do not know what the future holds. No one knew a year ago that we would be living through these incredibly uncertain times with pandemics and, all the challenges that the planet is facing. We just didn't know that this was going to be happening. So life throws us curveballs all the time, and life is uncertain, and we actually need a little bit of uncertainty. If everything was 100% certain all the time, we'd actually be really bored. Because can you imagine watching a movie and every single movie you're like, oh, I know exactly what's going to happen because it's certain. You like that bit of uncertainty. Everyone does. But when we get ourselves a bit freaked out about it and we worry about the uncertainty, that's when it becomes a negative emotion to start feeling. So embrace the uncertainty. And then the third and last one is actually face worst case scenario. This is a really powerful one, and it takes a little bit more time to get used to. If you're a real worrier and you do find that you struggle with a bit of anxiety and worry, the one that I said at the very beginning, going straight into the present moment, just allowing yourself to be present with the moment, that's going to be a great one for you to start with. But this third one is where I want you to ask yourself, well, what would happen if the worst case scenario that I am thinking of right now actually happened? What would that mean? What would that look like? Okay, because quite often in business, we will freak out and get ourselves into such a tiz about something that might happen. Oh, I'm going to go into a launch. What if no one buys? Oh my goodness, I'm about to launch my website for the first time, or I'm about to do my first Facebook Live. Oh my goodness, what if no one watches? What if people don't like what I'm saying? So what? That's what I want you to ask yourself. Okay, so I do my first Facebook Live ever. I say ums and ahs. I lose my train of thought and no one watches. Okay, so what? What's going to happen? What's the worst case scenario? You feel a bit silly. People watch the replay and go, okay, but they might love it. Or actually, do you know what? With a Facebook Live, if it was really dreadful and you really didn't like it, don't post it. But the fact you've done it is the most important thing. If you're sat in your office going, I can't do it because this might happen and this might happen and this might happen, how are you ever going to grow your business? How are you ever going to move forward? Because today it might be going live on Facebook for the first time. But you know what? In a year's time, it might be standing on stage and talking to an audience of 100 people for the first time. And then it'll be 2,000 people. You know, there's always going to be another level of fear, another level of uncertainty that you need to move through, because that's what we signed up for as business owners. There's going to be new things that you've never done before, and they may cause a little bit of worry and concern for you. But until you do them, you're just not going to know. So have a think. The third one is, think about what is the worst case scenario. And if the worst case scenario you're like, no, I don't like that. Well, what's the solution? What's that solution? Okay, so a Facebook Live, you're worried that you're going to lose your train of thought and it's not going to go very well and you're going to and you're going to ah. Okay, well, come up with a solution. Don't sit there and worry and dwell on the possibility that it might go wrong. Draft out some bullet points. Script it if you want to. Do something so that you know you won't lose your track of thought. Put a post-it note on your screen behind where your phone is. Do whatever you need to do. Rehearse it a couple of times. Take action to actually reduce the possibility of things going wrong. Okay? So number 1 was live in the present. Take yourself back to that present moment to move yourself out of worry. Number 2 is actually embrace the uncertainty, my darling, because it's what we signed up for. And number 3 is actually face your fear. What is the worst thing that can happen? And what can you do to mitigate that circumstance? What can you do to prevent or make it less likely that that worst case scenario will happen? So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I hope you are all well. I hope you are all safe. And for those of you that have been negatively affected by the recent increase of restrictions, my heart goes out to you. I know, like I said, I have clients who this has affected directly and it's heartbreaking. But you do still have choices. Okay, don't allow your mind to control your present moment, because the present moment is the only moment we have. We only have now. You can't even get back the last 10 minutes of listening to this episode, okay? We only have now. The only way we can impact our future is with what we do in the present moment. So please take care of yourselves. Don't allow yourself to fall into these sort of worrying negative patterns, because I know it's exhausting and it's going to drain your energy, and it's going to take that energy away from you finding solutions and being creative and doing the things that you need to do to keep your business going and allow you to stay safe and well and happy. All right, my beautiful ones, reach out if you need to. As always, I'm on Instagram. I'm always happy to have a chat with you in the DMs. And you are still very welcome to come and join us if you're a coach or therapist listening to this. And I know many of you have been affected by what's happening in the UK at the moment and around the world. If you are a therapist or coach, please do come and join us inside Focused and Fearless, because at the moment you can come and trial it for only £1 for 7 days. So I'm letting you do a bit of a try before you buy situation. Come and join us, access some group coaching, access a community, get the support you need, and hopefully I will see you on the other side. Take care, beautiful. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Focused and Fearless podcast. If you'd like to continue the conversation or have a question that you would like answered in an upcoming episode, head over to Instagram and connect with me at Heather Angel Coaching. If you enjoy this podcast, please share your thoughts in a review on iTunes. I truly value your feedback and I take the time to read every single review. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you in the next episode.